Barnaby, we've got to ask you about this. The Prime Minister has been ranked #1 in the Australian Financial Review's Most Powerful People of the Year for a second year in a row. But we doubt it too, Barnaby, but we couldn't help but notice the e-safety czar, Julie Inman Grant, is #3 on the list of the most culturally powerful Australians. It says, quote, with so much of our culture driven by social media platforms designed to be addictive, Inman Grant has been able to wield direct power like few others on this list. Barnaby, given the UK's going down the digital ID path, how concerned should we be about all this power being held by the e-safety czar?
Who's Imran Grant? I mean, honestly, there's a trivia question for tonight. Who's Imran Grant? I don't know. I mean, what I would say is let's go through the actual powerful people. I would say, yeah, the Prime Minister's there, but you'd have Paddy Crumlin from the CFMEU. You would have Michael Donovan from the Shop Distributors Alliance. Obviously, Lachlan Murdoch would have to be up there. Andrew Forrest, Mike Cannon-Brooks and Simon Holmes at Court would definitely rate a mention as a block. Kennedy from Stephen Kennedy from the PM&C, the senior of the bureaucrats, would actually crack a feature. So many of these, it amazes me when they go with the 10 most powerful people. It's obviously written by the 10 most ignorant people who actually don't understand how politics works. So where your money comes from makes you powerful. CFMEU, Shop Distributors Alliance, very, very powerful. Senior bureaucrats, very powerful. Senior media people, naturally enough, very powerful. And they've got all these other people like, I don't know, there's names I haven't even heard of. I mean, they're irrelevant. And the reality of the show is you better have a wallet in your back pocket if you want to be considered powerful. And if you haven't, then maybe the Prime Minister and the Treasurer, and that's about where it stops.
I reckon you're doing the e-safety commissioner a disservice, Barnaby. I don't know whether or not she's got the power, but she's certainly trying to wield it in terms of what we can and can't see. I want to move.
Yeah, but it's like Jesus. It's like Jesus Christ said, "You'd only be powerful if power had been given to you from above." Right? Okay. She's only got power because she's been given it from above. She's got no. The trouble is, you assert her power, but she's appointed, and you can cut her legs out immediately. But they choose not. But they can do it. So she's not as powerful as you think. They give her power because they don't control her.
That'd be a great policy for the coalition to take to the next election, to get rid of the e-safety nanny. I think a lot of people would support
clear the swamp. You mean clean the swamp? Clean the swamp.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of a swamp, let's talk about energy policy because things just keep getting stuck in that particular swamp. Here's a warning for Chris Bowen. A $2.2 billion, that's US, solar plant in California is scheduled to be turned off because it just never lived up to its promises. The facility not far from Las Vegas failed to generate anywhere near as much solar energy as was forecast. It needed natural gas to stay operational. On top of all of that, environmentalists believe it caused the death of more than 6,000 birds. So, Barnaby, this was hailed as a solar saviour, this project. Turned out to be another total solar dud.
Well, the great swindle of our times. I mean, I think what you may about President Trump, but what he said is what we've been saying all along. This is the greatest con job of our time, and people have been sucked in. Follow the money, listeners. Follow the money. Who's making the dollars? It's the domestic billionaires and the overseas multinationals, and you are the sucker. You are the sucker. You're paying for this in your power bill, in your taxes. I mean, it just doesn't work. I mean, just think of it logically. Just, take a big, deep breath of air and say, can I run a vibrant economy, an industrial economy on windmills and solar panels? And, it's just BS. It's a total load of rubbish. But what we're seeing is this swindle. As the light becomes apparent on this swindle, it just falls to pieces. And on the way through, so many people are hurt. Our environment is destroyed. Our agricultural land is destroyed. And some big fat pig has made a bucket load of money out of your ignorance. Call it, for goodness sake, call it. and just say, look, I've had enough of this BS. I'm calling it, this is rubbish. Stop it. I'm not going to vote for anybody who supports this garbage.
Yeah, look, you're absolutely spot on. And as we said earlier, we've lost count of the number of renewables projects in this country right now, Barnaby, that have either gone bust or have been delayed in recent months alone. And now this, this massive project in the US, it's just an absolute con job. Barnaby Joyce, good to catch up as always. Thank you so much for joining us on the show.